What's up YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a full Destiny Bond team. Now, this was a really fun theme team to do actually. Make sure you put your theme team in the comment section below. Any feedback on the video would be awesome as well. So with this team, obviously they all had to have Destiny Bond. So I picked, obviously I put Destiny Bond, all of them. And I needed a couple of other moves to try and coax the opponent into using Destiny Bond as well, or force them with Taunt. So I thought Taunt was really good to try and make them attack, and I sort of went from there. Okay, so I have two battles in this video, because obviously it's going to be a pretty quick battle if you think about it. So this one was on my chat, this one was against Blue. So we had Executor lead here. Now I just taunt the Executor, and I'm going to get psychic here, so I'm going to go down to my Focus Sash, which is cool here. Now I've got Destiny Bond obviously on my Gengar here, so I went for that. If I didn't have, I know Focus Sash and Destiny Bond is a little bit counterproductive, but I had some with different items and some with Focus Sash. Okay, so Tyrant is pretty much going to come in and Shrek my Gengar. There's nothing I can do against this. I'm going to die to the Sandstorm. So a really horrible start on this battle here. So that's my Gengar down, which sucks. Okay, but it's all good. So I'm going to bring in my next Destiny Bond Pokemon, which is my Mismagius. Now this is Choice Scarf, Destiny Bond, Mismagius. I didn't want to put them all as like Choice Scarf things. I wanted to mix things up a bit. So I go for the the Destiny Bond, obviously there again. Tyranitar is going to crunch me, and that's definitely going to take Mismagius out. I think I ran max health and max attack on that one. I've actually got Shadow Sneak on that as another move too. So I whacked a couple of little different like priority moves on them too. Okay, so that's Tyranitar down, that's cool. That Sandstorm is still around, which is a little bit annoying. So I've got my Sharpedo here. Now, you wouldn't probably think Sharpedo gets Destiny Bond, but it does, so I thought that'd be a good Pokemon to swap in. So I go for Protect here, knowing that Machamp's going to use a Dynamic Punch against me, which is cool. That's fine. So I had the Focus Sash on my Sharpedo as well, but since the Sandstorm broke it, that was actually pretty good. Okay, so I got the speed boost there. I thought that'd be good too to get the. I was running Jolly with speed boost, so I could be really, really quick there after the speed boost. So I'm going to go for the Destiny Bond again. Machamp is going to go for the Dynamic Punch, and that's definitely going to take me out. And that's another victim. Okay, so that's good. This is where things started to get. Actually, it was after this things started to get a little bit harder. So the problem was about this, right? You could maybe get away with it with the first 2 turns and maybe after Sharpedo, but after that, all the battles I had, the opponent obviously started to know what you're trying to do with all the Destiny Bond Pokemon, so you had to be a little bit smarter. So I had a couple of Pokemon that had some things that were, to try and stop that, like Taunt and stuff. Okay, so Mega Pidgeot is going to Protect there. I've actually got Ice Shard on my Frostlass as well. I've got Taunt and I've got Destiny Bond. So that's cool. Now, Mega Pidgeot is going to go for the U-turn here, and that's going to, it's not really going to do anything. I didn't have Sash on Frostlass, so that was all good there. Now we have the Executor coming back in. So I was like, well, I haven't actually revealed Taunt on my Frostlass yet, so like, I can probably go for the next turn, or it could go for, maybe a Leaf Storm or something like that. So I went for Taunt. I was like, bugger it, it may have like, I forgot, if it's got like Leech Seed or anything, but tries to go for the Trick Room, so that's cool. They have to swap out there because obviously I'm going to go for Destiny Bond this time. So Arcanine comes in here, and that's cool. I'm running, once again on this one, I'm running max speed, so I'm at, it's like 350 at level 100, so it's, it's very, very quick. So Arcanine obviously can't hit me with extreme speed ever, so it's going to have to attack me, which is cool. I'm fine with that one. So Arcanine is going to go for the Flare Blitz and take my Frostlass out here. The problem with this is I'm going to faint first, so there's no way that I could really win a battle. So that was the problem. But I had a couple of things up my sleeve in the second battle. Okay, anyways, so that's 4 of my team down, and by this time he was like, oh, I know what you're doing, so I'm like, oh, fuck. So I've got 2 Pokemon left here, so I've got my Mega Banette here. Now I was like, what should I do here? Should I go for, obviously I'm going to Mega Evolve here to get my, so I can get my Prankster there. Now, pretty much I put on my purple pants and my purple gloves and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to go for the taunt here again. Obviously, it was important to run taunt on all of these Pokemon. So that was cool. So I was max health and, I think I was max attack. So Executor is going to Leaf Storm and that fucking crit to me. I don't know if that mattered at all, but if it did, that really, really sucks. So that's my Mega Banette down there. I could have easily gone for a, like a pain split, not a pain split, a freaking Destiny Bomb there. Okay, so I ring Wobbuffet here. This was probably the most painful part of the battle. I get fucking critted again, and that was on like 37 health, so 2 of my Pokemon just get decimated by, the walking coconuts. I just went Splash there because I wanted to actually go for an Encore the Executor into a Leaf Storm and try and struggle it to death. He deliberately uses Psychic, knowing he's not going to take me out, so I can't do anything. I've got Shadow Tag, obviously. A Shadow Tag and Destiny 1 run really good, so you could run it with, like, Mega Gengar as well. That would work nicely, too. Or you could even run it, like, with Mean Look if you wanted to, if you had a Pokemon with a little bit more bulk. Obviously, Taunt's really good, too. There was a couple of moves to get around, and there was more Pokemon than these as well. Quite a few Pokemon in Destiny 1. I just used the Pokemon that was suggested here. So I ran Safeguard on my Wobbuffet so I can get like poisoned or anything. But yeah, I actually locked him into, I think it was Power Swap. So I couldn't do anything and he couldn't do anything because we both had to like run out of PP, or the Encore had to end. So we're just like power swapping back and forth here for a couple of turns, which was quite funny. But yeah, that was the main problem I had with this team, was after like the first 2 turns, maybe 3 if they really didn't see it coming with the sharp header, which not too many people do. After that, it became really, really obvious what I was doing, so I had to think of some other things there. Now, I mean, you could have like, I'm trying to think what other things would be handy. If you can think of anything, that'd be pretty cool. But eventually he runs out, the Encore runs out, and that's my Wobbuffet down. So that was my first battle. It was still very, very funny. It worked quite well at the start there until he sort of cottoned on to what I was doing, and those couple of crits really made me salty. Okay, so next battle. Both these I did on my chat. If you do want to have a battle against me, I do hang out there in battle. So this one was an OU battle. This was loads of fun. You know how much I like OU. So I'm going to get knocked off. I live on 15 health, which is great. Knocks off my Focus Sash, which definitely maddened. Now here I just went for the Destiny Bond, which is cool. So I'm pretty much just trying to take this thing with me. And it's going to go for the U-turn, which is not going to matter because it still affects it on U-turn, which is quite funny if you think about it. I'm just going to have a drink. Okay, so Wobbuffet's gone down, and we have the Landorus going down too, so that's cool. Nice little start there. I thought I'd put Wobbuffet at the start this, make him useful at the start this time. Okay, so we got a Latios coming out here. I thought it'd be like Mega Latios, so I was like, oh, let's swap in, let's swap in my Choice Scarf, Miss Magius anyway. So going for the Destiny Bond here. They were, I'd say they're probably going to go, I was like wondering why they stayed in. Then they went for the Psyshock. I was like, well, that's going to definitely destroy me there because Miss Magius has crap defense. So that's why Miss Magius down, and that was, this was really good. So I got the Latios down and both of them down. Now, I thought, well, it might be a little bit obvious now. I've already used 2 Destiny Bond Pokemon. Maybe they're starting to cotton on. I wasn't really sure. I was like, maybe this would be a good time to send out my Sharp Hitter. Okay, so out comes the Superior. Wasn't sure if it was going to be one of those like Choice Scarf ones, so I just went for a Protect here, just in case. It's like, why not? Anyway, so I got that up. I got my Speed Boost up here, and I've got my Destiny Bond. Now, also I've got Aqua Jet on this thing too. The reason I carried a bit of priority was just in case I ever needed to get around it or something like that. Anyways, I'm going to get Leaf Storm. That's going to take my Sharpedo out, and that is Superior down. So we've got 3 Pokemon down. Things are going awesome. They actually got a contrary there, but it's not going to matter. They're going to go down to that one. So by this time, it was probably quite obvious what I was doing. So I had as I said, I had a couple of Pokemon to get around that, being my Frostlass and my Mega Banette with Taunt and stuff like that. So I had the Clefable coming out. I was like, okay, well, this is probably where the end of the line is. I'm not going to be able to probably get around this thing at all. So I go for the Taunt here. That was cool. I knew they would probably try and use some sort of status move, so use the Toxic. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I was like, well, I could go for the Destiny Bond here. I might as well just try it, because if they swap into something that'll outspeed me, they'll have to think twice about that. Clefable goes for the Moonblast here. Now, this is really, really funny because it hits me really hard. And I was like, oh my god, it killed me. It was like a crit. So that was awesome. I didn't think there was a way I could get past Clefable, and it critted me. So I'm not sure. Maybe they tried to just damage me a little bit, then finish me off later with something like priority later on in the game or something. But that was really awesome. So I was like, oh my god, that was awesome. So I'm going to bring in my Mega Banette here, obviously. So we got Staraptor coming in, which was I was like, oh, they're probably going to swap out because, I'm going to, obviously, it's Pranks the Destiny Bond. You wouldn't really keep Staraptor in anyway, because most of the time it runs like Will-O-Wisp and stuff. I just went for Protect anyway, just to see, and it stayed in. Like, oh, damn, I could have gone for it. So it doesn't really matter anyway, because I had to go for the, you got to wait a turn for the Mega to go into effect anyway. So I went for the Destiny Bomb this turn, and it just continued to hack me. So I was like, okay, that's cool. They were probably thinking at this stage, well, I'm going to win this battle anyway, because all this guy is doing is being a scumbag and using Destiny Bombs. But I'm like, Sonny Jim, I've got a little surprise for you, because I actually hadn't revealed on any of my Pokemon that I had any like attacking moves at all. It was all like status moves. So this was very, very funny. So we have the Gengar coming out here. I've got my Gengar left. Now, they hadn't used the Mega yet, so I was like, oh, it's probably going to be Mega Gengar. So I went for Protect here anyway, just to see what the Gengar was going to do. I was like, oh, it might be one of these annoying sub ones, but it wasn't. It went for the Shadow Ball, and it wasn't a Mega. I had Sucker Punch on this. I was like, bugger it, let's go for it. It does well over half damage. I was like, sweet. I was running Adamant Nature on this one, and I had Focus Sash too, and oh, that was so funny. I was able to, obviously, I'm going to leave that one, and the Focus Sash pretty much saves my butt there, and I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch and finish the other Gengar off, and I actually ended up winning this one. I didn't want to use Destiny Bond at the end. I was like, bugger, I really want to win this battle. So I did that one, and I was able to, obviously, there take it out with the priority move. So that was a physical Gengar for the win there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a bit of an interesting team to do to get around some of the strategies. Okay, peace.